Tonight we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson down on the south coast, where the Saints have gone through a very wet and windy night to move through the third round qualifying of the FA Cup with a 3-1 win over Worthing. Those first 10 or 15 minutes in, Worthing really came at us. They looked good, hit the post, we looked to be in trouble, but once we got ahead we were fairly comfortable.
Yeah, once we settled down, I mean, it was always going to be tough coming, as you say, they had the wind behind them in the first half. When you stand in the stands here, I don't think you realise how strong the wind was, and we spoke about it. They obviously span us around. I think they were looking to try and get a quick start, and they nearly got it. As I say, we've been quite fortunate with the start that they had. They've hit the post, they've had a couple of half chances, but once we settled down and started to keep the ball and pass the ball, which is what I wanted to do on Saturday, I felt we looked really quite comfortable. I mean, we got the goals into good times. We didn't really have to go for it in the second half. It was just about seeing the game out and being professional, which we didn't do on Saturday, and that pleased me more than anything, is the way we see the second half out. Although I was, I'm bitterly disappointed that we've conceded a goal as late as that again. So, it's great for confidence for the back four. It's great for confidence for the goalkeeper, who kept us in this tie on Saturday. When you look back at the highlights, if his performance isn't to the level it was, we wouldn't be here today. So we have to thank him for that. But it'd been nice for him to get a clean sheet tonight. So disappointed with that, but overall really pleased with the team performance and the way we went about our business.
I think it's about 5 games running they scored a very, very late goal. The goal that put us ahead, David Noble's free kick, just showed the value. Get your shots on target, and it's up to the keeper to keep it out, because it wasn't that hard a shot.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, no, exactly. And but again, in these conditions, you only just got to hit it on target. And I was looking at the highlights the other day, and I think Bobson had a shot late on when we was 2-1 up, and the keeper sort of went one way and then came back again. So in these sort of conditions on the AstroTurf and things like that, you know what's going to happen. I mean, unfortunate for the goalkeeper, but it probably just gives us that little bit of a lift we needed at that stage in the game. And as I say, for the next 10-15 minutes, I thought it was excellent and literally put the game to bed within that spell.
What did you make of the pitch? It seemed from up here that there was a couple of odd bounces, to say the least.
I think it's all these pitches, Neil, you have to just get on with it at the end of the day. The players were comfortable on it. There was no qualms after Saturday. I mean, the only qualm after Saturday was the players had to take half days off work and things like that. So, but as I said to him, because of our lack of professionalism on Saturday, it's messed everybody's day up. So, from that side of it, the pitch, we play on 3 or 4 now in our league in terms on Saturday. We've got to go to Maidstone. So, Maidstone and Eastbourne and Oxford City. So I don't think there was any qualms with that. It actually played quite well, and especially we've got a little bit of rain on it. It suited some of our style of play and some of the passing we got going tonight, and we kept the ball much better tonight, which was a pleasing thing. And it's nice to go and get 3 goals, because I think it's the first time we've done it this season. So Joe got his customary 6 goals, is it, away from home now? Is something Dave's going to give me a stat in a minute, but he's like a little pocket rocket in there in terms of the box when the ball comes in there. And but I've also got to look at people like Zane Banton, whose first performance since March, I think. And Scotty Shorten's second game since Chelmsford in terms of last season, and Darren's come back in because Andronika's had a car accident unfortunately last night. And David Noble's not been around for the last sort of 10-15 days in terms of we rested him, playing him. David DeHazu coming at right back, and I thought did a great job in there. So I'm just pleased for I'm pleased for the whole squad, but I'm pleased for the boys that have been sitting on the sidelines that have come in and contributed so well to the game tonight.
When you talk about the professionalism, there was quite a lot of instances where James Caloxy just absolutely got rid of the ball, played in their half.
Well, we spoke to James. I spoke to him at length last night, and listen, I think people have got to realise James has been around a long time, and he's been in this league. He's 24 years of age. He's a young lad, and sometimes when you put under them incidences and experiences, that you could fold. But I spoke to him last night. I spoke to him again before the game to make sure he was comfortable, wanted to play, and he was desperate to play. And we spoke about how he's got to play the game for a while. And once the confidence comes back, then all his performances will come back. But I thought the 2 centre halves tonight, as long as with the whole back four, I thought Ollie was brilliant going forward in terms of ball retention, and they got their reward. But again, we can only enjoy it for the next few hours, because it's back to earth again now tomorrow when we've got to start preparing for Maidstone. It's going to be a tough league. This is a tough league to be in. As we said, Maidstone's going to be no different. Once we get out of the way, then we can start planning for Weymouth after that.
Injuries, because Ollie limped out.
He's had a kick across the back of the calf, which was quite tender. I think that's probably the only one. I think 1 or 2. David Noble's just he's kicked the bottom of someone's foot on the injury he had last year, but he said it would be all right. He's just a bit tender now. And I just think some of them, like Zane and people like that, are feeling a little bit tender and a little bit sorry for himself in terms of not playing 90 minutes. But he didn't want to come off. He did a great job there from that side of it. So it's great from our point of view that the players have done that side of it. The squad has worked over the last two games in terms of us freshening it up tonight, which was important. And I felt the fresh legs coming tonight gave us a good start to where we wanted to be. They're not a bad side as well. I think you've got to give them some credit. I like the way they play. They've got some very good players. They play with great energy, and if you can pass the ball around them, then the energy is taken out of them, and that's what we did. I felt in the first half. I felt Scotty and David Noble dictated the pace of the game, and Solomon's always looking to break things up. So I was just pleased. I'm pleased for the club and pleased for the supporters. At the end of the day, it's just. We needed to be in this FA Cup. We need to be playing Weymouth in 10 days, 12 days' time. We don't want to be out of the cup at this stage because, first and foremost, the finances is fantastic to the club. But secondly, we need to try and get to the first round proper. And that's what we're all trying to do at the moment. It's tough at Weymouth, but we understand that and we've got to go there and try and get a positive result.
Injuries forced you to make a couple of changes, Ian, but you made 5 in all. You must have thought long and hard about that.
Well, I just felt about freshening it up. Obviously Andros, if it had been here, or Andronicus would have been here, for me would have started because I felt we had a really good 70 minutes on Saturday. Unfortunately, he's had this car accident last night. Thankfully, he's not been too injured in terms of serious injury, but he's just a bit shaken up and a bit stiff around the neck and shoulder area. So, we asked him to go and speak to Stevenage today, which he did. Stevenage let us know straight away the best thing to do is to leave him out. He went to the doctors and hopefully he should be fully fit for Saturday. He'll come in training Thursday night and we'll assess him from that side of it. But some of the others, I just felt just bringing some fresh legs in might just give us a little bit of impetus what we needed to do. We've got a good squad, and that's what I just said to the players there. For where we are this season at the moment, we've underachieved. 2 wins in 11 in the league isn't good enough. We've had really good spells in games, and again today we had a 15-20 minute spell there where we got 3 goals. But the way we started the game, we could have been at the game in the first 15 or 20 minutes, and they're all the things we have to keep working. We are quite a young side. We said it with David Noble and Scotty in there. I think there's an average age of 33, 34. We said about that, but everybody else is quite a young player in that side of it. We said before James Coulson is 24 years of age, so we have to respect that. Some of the players like Solomon and David Longking, it's the first time they've played at this level. And then we look at the 2 wide players, and Andronicus, I think he's 19, and Zane's still only 22, 23. He's been around for ages. Zane, he's still a young pup from that side of it. Joe's 21, isn't he? So we have to look at the squad in terms of the age, and Ollie's 25. So it is quite a young squad, but we have to take it on the chin. We have the reversals like we've had, and we've just got to keep picking ourselves up and going again. But this is hopefully this can kickstart our season now, because we haven't really got going, and hopefully the players now start believing in themselves a little bit more than what they've done over the last couple of weeks.
You said how disappointed you are conceding that late goal, but second half I felt every time we go forward we looked like we were going to score. I know we didn't, but that suggests confidence coming back into the side after that first half.
That was the thing we spoke about, and I said to the team on Saturday, and I said it again today, and full credit to their manager and to the way they play. We've literally 20-25 minutes to go. They just get everybody forward, and they'll smash it forward, and they'll get five forwards against our defence. And when I watched Hastings here and I watched the highlights of the Leatherhead game, both of them teams had chances to finish Worthing off and they didn't do it. The one thing we had to do today, if we didn't finish them off, they would still keep coming. As you see there, they took a goal again in the last couple of minutes of the game. But we had chances to go and finish the game off, and they defended really well. But the pleasing thing is how we kept the ball, we passed the ball, and on another day we could have quite easily had a couple more in the second half.
Very few City supporters here tonight, but they've had a good night.
I just got all the players to go up and thank there must have been 20, I would say, but it was brilliant for them to make the journey down here. It's not an easy journey around the M25 at tea time on a Tuesday night. So, and I said to the players, we've got to do it for them players to support us tonight, because they've not had much to cheer this year, and that is thank you to them for turning up on a cold, wet, windy evening, as we said. And hopefully, as I said, we can kick-start the season, take it forward now, and hopefully just put a smile on everyone's face as we go into the next stage of the season.
Yeah, which of course is Maidstone Saturday, which I think you briefly mentioned already. John Steele's sides are always fast, always very fit, and we're back on the plastic again.
Yeah, and that's what we have to, as you said, they're full time. They're full time in terms of 3 days a week. So we have to, we have to respect the team at the end of the day, and from where we are. We've just got to make sure the players recover in time for Saturday. We need to see where they are on Thursday night, and then we can plan and prepare for Saturday. But we're under no illusions, as I've said before, whether it be Maidstone or anybody in this league. It's never any easy games, so we have to try and go and get something there. I'm quite comfortable playing on the AstroTurf. I've been there with Bournemouth in the past, and it's a nice pitch. And hopefully we can go there and get a positive result.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian, and congratulations getting through to the next round of the Cup.
Thank you, David.
So we're saying it's next in action this coming Saturday, the 28th of September, when we're down at Gallagher Stadium, the home of Maidstone United. National League South kick-off 3 p.m.